So there was a boy, and he got a job on Wall Street. Wall Street's a place in New York that you lose a lot of money. It's where the stock market is. So he was a young kid. He was 18 years old. He got a boy. We have what's called messengers. They schlep from place 1 to place 2. So he got a job, and he's working in Wall Street to his firm, and he walks by a restaurant. Wall Street has very expensive restaurants. It's for all the big brokers. And he walks past the window, and in the window is a bottle of wine. I said, make believe you don't know it. And he looks at the bottle of wine, and it's from 1895. It's over 100 years old. A bottle of wine in the middle of the window, over 100 years old? That's cool. So he knocks on the door, and the maitre d' comes to the door and says, how can I help you, kid? We don't have any waiter jobs. Sorry. He says, no. That bottle in the window, is it really from 1895? Yeah. Wow, that must taste amazing. How much is it? He says, kid, scoot. In English, that means get out. No, actually, in American, it means get out. He says, no, just tell me, how much is it? How much is it? He says, you're never going to have the money to buy this bottle of wine. Go, get out of here. But just tell me how much it is. He says, okay, if you want to know, it's $10,000. You see, that is the attraction of our whole restaurant. Everyone looks at it, everyone talks about it, and they come into the restaurant for $10,000. Now have a good day. The kid's like, wow, $10,000. He was making $200 a week. It's never going to happen. But every day, he'd walk by that window, and he'd put his nose against the window like a little kid, you know, gets a little squished. And he'd look at that bottle, and he would talk to it. One day, you're going to be mine. It's just going to be me and you. I'm telling you. One day, and he had these dreams. This bottle of wine, he's going to get that bottle of wine. Every day, for 3 years, this poor kid walks by this bottle of wine, and he's talking to it. They think he's a Meshuggah. And the maitre d', every time he sees it on the outside, says, get out of here, you're smudging with your nose, my glass, get out of here. His dream, his fantasy, that bottle of wine, I must have it. But he's making $200 a week. One day, the boss of the firm called him in. Mikey, you have been an unbelievable employee for the last 3 years. We have decided to move you up. We're going to make you an assistant broker, and here's a bonus for starting. And he hands him an envelope. And he takes the envelope and he puts it in his pocket. And he's like, oh, money, maybe, nah. No one gives that kind of bonus. He runs into the bathroom. He doesn't want anyone to see the money. He opens up the envelope. He starts to count. 100, 200, 300, 500, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,100. Oh my God! $10,000! It's mine! He puts the money back. He has to finish work. He sits down. He's sittering. The bottle's mine! $10,000! Forget about it. He's almost fainting. Okay? The bell rings. He runs out of work. He comes running to the maitre d', knocks on the door. I got it! I want the bottle! Maitre d' looks at the door. He doesn't even open it. He says, get out of here. Stop it. Already 3 years. You're a Meshuggah. Go away. And he's like, how am I going to get in there? So he goes home. Smart guy. And he calls up the maitre d', calls up the restaurant. Hello? This is Meshuggah. Yeah, I would like to come tonight. Could I have a reservation for one? Sure. I'll write down your name. What time? 8 o'clock. Sure. He runs to a tuxedo store, and he rents a Zeller's tuxedo. He calls up a limo place. He says, I want you to pick me up with a limo. Tonight, I'm getting married. He didn't tell him to a bottle of wine. An old bottle of wine. So, this limo pulls up in front of the restaurant. The maitre d' sees a limo. He's like, big customer, this guy who made reservations. The kid walks out. His hair is slicked back. He's in a tuxedo. Major D does not recognize him because every day he walked by in his jeans and his dungarees. And he's like, he figures he's going to get a big tip. This kid must be very rich. And he says, what seat, where would you like to sit, sir? He says, I would like to sit facing the window. Sure. And they give him a seat facing the window, and he's looking at this bottle of wine, and he's like, yes, yes. I've been waiting for 3 years, yes. You got to be cool. Don't lose your cool. So the waitress comes, and she has the menu, and it's, of course, all in French. And he takes the menu, and she goes, no, no, sir, it's this way. Okay. She turns it over, and she says, what can I get you? And he says, I don't know. My mother taught me if you can't read it, it's probably good. So you're the waitress, you know what's good. She goes, no problem, we'll give you an entree of the whatever it was, okay? I don't know French, so I'll make it up, right? Chateau Brazil, whatever, okay. So she gives him the appetizer, he's eating, he's looking at that bottle of wine. And he says to the waitress, how much is that wine in the window? She goes, oh, it's not for sale. But let me ask the maitre d'. Maitre d' comes over. How much is that bottle of wine in the window? Maitre d' says, sir, I don't know if it's worth the money. It's really old. It's a collector's item, but I don't know if it's worth it. Just tell me how much it is. It's $10,000. I want it. Sir, but you know, it has to be cash. We can't take a chance that you're going to use a credit card and then cancel. It has to be cash, you know. He says, I have it. He says, what? He says, I have it. Here's an envelope. Go in the room and count it. Maitre G's like, wow, the guy came with $10,000 cash. This guy must be so loaded. I'm going to get such a tip. This is going to be my new customer. He counts it. It's $10,000. He says, sir, the bottle is yours. But you understand that this bottle has been there for a long time. We have to take it out. It's window dressed. We have to take it out of the window, put another bottle in the window. It's going to take us a little bit of time. He says, no problem, no rush. I'm here till you close. Okay. So he has his entree, and the waitress says, well, while you're waiting, how about a little white wine? He's like, okay, I'll have a glass of white wine. And she gives him a glass of white wine. And he's waiting, in the next course, she gives him a glass of red wine. And he starts to drink this wine because he's waiting for his wine. And this was a kid who never went to such a fancy restaurant and never drank such wine. It's 16%. His head is like, whoa. The soup bowl is like spinning. So they start getting this bottle out, and finally, after a long time, he's drinking all this cheap wine. He's drinking away. They finally get the bottle out, but he's drunk. And he's sitting there, and they're like, sir, this is the bottle, $10,000. Enjoy it. Would you like to open it, or should we open it? His whole dream was opening that bottle, but he's drunk. He's like, oh, I can't open it. You open it. Come on, open it. So she says, no problem. And she opens it, and she pulls out the cork. And she says, sir, you would like to smell the cork, of course. He goes, cork? That's a funny word. And he takes the cork, and he throws it across the room. And she says, okay, have a glass. And he pours the glass, and he picks it up. This is the glass. This is $10,000. This is his dream. This is his fantasy. This is 3 years of waiting. And here it is in a glass. This wine that he's waiting for, over 100 years old. This is his moment. But he's drunk. So he takes the glass, and he's like, and he just pours the whole thing on his shirt and his tie. Not even a drop in his mouth. And he's like, oops. Think I missed. I'm not a good, I don't play drunk well. I never did it, so don't, you know. Okay? Give me another glass. I missed. Pour another glass. This time, I'm going to make it. Watch. And, and there's only one glass left. And the third glass misses too. It's all over his shirt, his pants, his jacket, the tablecloth, the floor. And all that's left on the table is an empty bottle. And he takes the bottle. He says, the bottle's empty. What do you do with a bottle that's empty? Boom! He throws it across the room, smash into 100 pieces. And then his head hits the table, he's out. 10 o'clock, restaurant's closed. Maitre d' comes over to him and says, "Sir, you have to wake up. We're closed." He wakes up. "Where's my bottle of wine? Where's my bottle of wine?" The maitre d' says, "What do you mean, where's your bottle? We gave it to you." "Yeah, where's my bottle of wine? I want my bottle of wine now. We gave it to you. Look at you. You poured it all over you." "No, don't play games with me. That was cheap wine. You poured it to make me think. You made me sleep. You slipped something in my drink. Give me my bottle, $10,000. I want my money back. I'm calling the police." "Get out of my restaurant now, sir." "No, I'm not moving." Really. We happen to have a camera in our restaurant. Come upstairs. We'll show you what happened. From the minute he walked in, they show him how he sat down, how he drank white wine, and he drank red wine, he drank another wine, and then he watched himself miss. When he tried to drink that wine that he dreamed of, he watched as he poured all over his shirt, and he watched someone else opening his bottle of wine, and he watched himself throw a cork across the room, and he watched that he didn't get one little zip of that wine. Well, at least he would have had something to remember if he would have had a bottle, but no, in his anger, he threw the bottle and smashed it. And he walks out of the restaurant, a loser. His fantasy didn't come true. His dream didn't come true. He lost his bonus. A broken boy. Everybody in this world, everyone sitting in this room has a neshama. And that neshama sits in Shemayim, says the Arizal, says the Zohar. It sits in Shemayim and it waits. Sometimes 1,000 years, sometimes 500 years, sometimes 20 years. It waits till it can come down into this world, because the potential of a neshama is not in that world. It's in this world, and it waits. And it can't wait, and finally it gets down here, and it's excited, because it could put on tefillin one day, it's going to have a bar mitzvah, it's going to have a bris milah, it's going to learn Gemara, it's going to learn Chumash, it's going to light candles, it's going to bring up children, it's going to carry Hashem's children. It's excited! And it's dreaming in the next world, what my girl, I'm going to be put into this girl named Chani. Oh my goodness! I can't wait! And then what happens? We get drunk with everything else. Work, school, friends, internet, phones. We're busy, we're busy, we're busy, we're busy. Every girl dreams, every woman dreams. I can't wait till I get married, till I have children. I'm going to give them so much time. And the guys are thinking, I'm going to take my son, we're going to play ball. We're going to learn Aleph Beis. We're going to go to the zoo. I'm waiting for this kid since I'm a young man. I can't wait to bring up my own child, and I'm going to bring him up different than everybody else, and I'm going to give him attention, and I'm going to give him love, and you have all those dreams, and you're looking at that bottle in the window. But then you get so drunk, so busy, that you miss. You miss that kid. You drop him. You miss your wife. You miss your husband. That love, that marriage. Everything gets in between, and that whole fantasy and that whole dream disappears. And then after 120 years, you come up to Shemayim and you say, Hashem, what are you talking about? You cheated me. You said you gave me life. You didn't give me life. You said you gave me children. I had nothing to do with my children. You gave me a wife. We didn't get along. Life for me was miserable. What do you mean you gave me a life? Hashem is, come, let's watch the video. How busy you were that you didn't have time for your kids. And kids didn't have time for their parents. Parents. I don't have a father. What I would give to hug my father, to call him after the shir and say, Tati, I gave a shir tonight in England. But I can't make that phone call, girls, because he passed away 12 years ago. But I sure am going to call my mother. The greatest resource for a child is their parents. Don't wait till after 120 years by Levaya when everyone gets up. I'm sorry. I hope you michael me for all the times I didn't call you. Too late. The person in the box can't hug you, can't smile, can't kiss you. What are you waiting for, everybody? Children, what are you waiting for? You have a mother, you have a father. What are you waiting for? You're waiting to apologize when they can't hug you anymore? You're waiting for the bottle of wine to be broken? What are we waiting for, everybody? We have a neshama with Eden. We have Hashem. What are we waiting for? Don't wait till it's too late.